You spray that on your face and you're like, did I want to do that? What is up, guys? Welcome back. So today we're rounding up all of the skincare that I tried in 2019, the best and the worst of it. Now, if you are curious what I'm using right now on my face as my everyday skincare routine, I will link that video below. I just made an updated skincare routine for winter, and there will be products in that video that are not in this video because I didn't try them for the first time this year. I know that that's kind of an annoying delineation, but you will see why I can't include every piece of skincare for all time, because just the stuff that I've tried this year is already so much. So I will say, even more so than makeup, skincare is one of those things that's outrageously personal, so there's a really good chance that there was something that didn't work for me that was amazing for you, and vice versa. This is just based on my skin. My skin type is dry but not dehydrated. I have pretty sensitive skin, it's acne prone. I have a good bit of melasma. We're going to talk about all the different treatments and things like that that I tried that either worked or did not work. And also anti-aging. We love that. But I would not consider myself to be an expert in biochemistry when it comes to ingredients in skincare. And also I've learned so much over the course of this year that a lot of these I tried before I really knew what ingredients worked for me and what didn't. And so some of these, if I said that they worked for me or didn't work for me or something like that, could probably be traced back to the ingredients, but this is not what we're doing in this video. We're not going deep diving on the ingredients. I'm just gonna tell you guys what worked for me, what didn't, and what I recommend, and what I don't. This is already gonna be a really long video. Let's go ahead and jump in, guys. Okay, I have so much stuff, and I kind of don't even know what order to go in. I have this, I have this. Oh, okay. We're gonna start by digging into this big box here first. There's not gonna be any particular order. The first item that I wanna talk about is the Bliss Explosion Super Rich Moisturizer for Dewy Radiant Skin. I had an offer to partner with a mainstream drugstore retailing chain in America this year because they were putting out their clean beauty section and they wanted to send me a bunch of stuff and do a sponsored video and everything, and I was like, sounds great. When they sent me all of the stuff and I looked into the ingredients, I would like to say I was surprised. I wasn't that surprised, but I was really disappointed because their definition of clean just did not reach my level. And when it comes to makeup, I'm willing to make exceptions, especially when it comes to performance, but skincare, I'm really strict on ingredients. So Bliss does make a completely unscented line. This retailer doesn't happen to carry them, but the main issue that I ran into with this and a lot of the products that they sent me was that they are chock full of fragrance, and when they try and go the natural or clean route with fragrance, it typically means essential oil. So this has got lavender oil in 2 different forms in it. It's got citronellol, it's got linalool, and some people, that's not gonna bother them, but I mean, it smells so strongly of lavender, which is, it's lovely, and I get it. They wanna say that it's anti-inflammatory and things like that, that it's actually a helpful skincare ingredient. I disagree. I just think that it is kind of irritating on my skin, and I just didn't it made my skin kind of red and gave me little not pimples, but just textury spots, and it just wasn't my favorite. I really wanted to make this stuff work, but at the end of the day, I just had to turn them down. To paraphrase Hiram, it's hard having high standards. So the next thing that came from that kind of collab was the Burt's Bees Intensive Firming Serum. This actually has bakuchiol in it, which there are several ways that people have opinions on how to pronounce that. I say bakuchiol, makes sense. So this is another case of a product that came really close to working. And actually, I kind of liked the effects of the bakuchiol in it, but oh my gosh, it smells like a kid's body spray. I mean, the scent is so unnecessary. It's so silly. Why are we still doing this? Just because it's at the drugstore. Why are you targeting these things? That's what I think when I think fragrance, is that you're trying to appeal to kids. You know, does a kid need a retinol or a retinol alternative? Probably not. So if you're targeting adults, take the fragrance out of it. I mean, take it out for everyone, but you know what I mean. Okay, a line that reached out to me this year that I ended up with the same issues was a brand called Fleur and Bee. This is just one of the Fleur & Bee products that they sent me. They sent me a whole bunch of them, but they all are chock full of essential oils, and it's just a disagreement. You know, it's not that I think that this is bad for everybody. Trying to be fair here, I mean, they did found their entire line on, you know, natural ingredients, no nasty toxins. Careful with non-toxic. I know non-toxic doesn't always mean this, but when it comes to skincare, a lot of times non-toxic means they have really focused in on essential oils, and it's just not my thing. So I tend to speak in broad strokes in parts of this where I talk about essential oils. Essential oils are not all created equal. Fragrant essential oils tend to really screw with my skin, and I don't totally love them. And lavender oil tends to be one of those. Lemongrass oil tends to be another, and a lot of the other kind of like citrus fragrance oils, they just don't really like sync with my skin. But you'll hear me talk later in the video about tea tree oil, which I think is a totally fine exception. And then there are, you know, other like traces of essential oils and other things that I use that don't bother my skin at all. So this is not like wholly like vilifying essential oils, because I honestly don't know enough to do that. I'm just talking about the ones that specifically don't work for me. So sorry. So yeah, this also has grapefruit in it. A lot of them have lavender in them. They're just not something I would recommend putting on your face. This was such an unfortunate fail for me. So Faulane sent me their whole line earlier this year. I was really just headlong into clean everything, and I didn't know yet that clean didn't always mean it's going to agree with my personal chemistry. Everything in Faulane's line, including the everything soap and this scrub, are chock full of essential oils and limonene and lemongrass oil, which gives me like cystic acne on my back and my neck. And it's not just clean products that are guilty of this. So many products love that kind of Fruit Loop smell, and that is what is provided by lemongrass. I don't think there's lemongrass in this one, but there's lemongrass in just about everything else in this release. And that, I mean, it gives me these giant, like, painful, horrible, cystic zits like on my back and my neck. And since I switched to a completely unscented, completely uncolored shampoo and conditioner, lo and behold, we don't have any more cystic acne. So speaking of that, man, in a pinch, this worked really, really nicely. Smells like the devil. It is really, really not good, the smell of it, but I would rather it smell like its ingredients than have like a fragrance that just masks it all. So this is the Paula's Choice Clear Acne Body Spray with 2% salicylic acid. Great for places you have trouble reaching, like your back and your neck. So I just used this a couple of times a week when I got out of the shower, sprayed it on. You don't need much because it will kind of build up on your skin and it's like sticky and you'll be able to feel it. A little goes a long way. But if you are prone to a little bit of like annoying acne on your shoulders and your back, this is really, really good. This is the only Paula's Choice product that I have in this box right now, but it won't be the only one that I'm recommending today. Okay, another brand that I kind of had trouble with this year because I really want to bring you guys a skincare line that I like that is affordable, but so much of the time, as soon as you get into that affordable range, you do make sacrifices in terms of them trying to make something more accessible to people who aren't necessarily ingredient nerds. So that was what I ran into with Honest Beauty. Not necessarily with the hydrogel cream. I know a lot of you guys really like this. I think it's better for oily skin because it's not particularly emollient. It just sort of hinges on squalane or squalene, whichever one. But that's really, really good for balancing kind of combination to oily skin. For me, it just kind of sat on top of my skin, which is something that I've really come to be used to when it comes to using squalane. I don't use squalane as a rule just because my skin being so dry, for whatever reason, the texture of it, the molecule size of it or whatever, it just sits on the top of my skin. My skincare biochemistry people tell me why that is. I don't know, but I just don't feel like it's meant for me. But like this is the Elevated Hydration Mist. They sent me all this stuff. I mean, it might as well just be lavender oil. You spray that on your face and you're like, did I want to do that? I want to know what all the moving parts are when I change things on my skincare routine. And so I don't want to just add some kind of other reason for my skin to be breaking out and me not know why. And so, yeah, I'm just not going to spray lavender oil directly onto my face. Something that I've been really enjoying lately, I just got this like a month ago. This is the Good Chemistry Antioxidant Serum from Rael Beauty. And Rael, they make tampons and pads, apparently, that they sell at Target, and everybody really likes them. I sound like Donald Trump. Everybody really likes, people are talking about how much they like them. But they also make a bunch of like period-based skincare, which I think is great because I am actually a believer in tea tree oil as a very good, ongoing, gentle treatment for the prevention and treatment of acne, especially when it's not something systemic, it's just something hormonal. Usually all you need is something topical to tell it to like chill out. So this actually, I'm gonna read you the situation on this because there's like, it's interesting. So this is it's very packaging heavy. It says the Good Chemistry Advanced Antioxidant Serum, potent serum, highly concentrated with a powerful blend of fullerene, an antioxidant 172 times stronger than vitamin C, which is interesting. So, you know, if this were a vitamin C, I'd be concerned that it's not in an opaque bottle. Like, yes, it's, you know, soft touch, but like the light can still get in, but I don't really know about fullerene. Also, fullerene is pretty low on the ingredients list. So 172 times, I guess they don't have to put as much of it in there. And hopefully it's more stable than vitamin C. This does work really, really well. But like I said, I've only had it for like a month. It might, you know, expire sooner than most. And H3O, hyaluronic acid complex to deeply hydrate and enhance skin's natural radiance, revealing fresher, healthier looking skin. I've been using this morning and night. I think it's great. It's not that expensive. I think that it's really, really like actually nourishing, and I get the effects of the hyaluronic acid. It's super potent and strong, and I can, you know, tell that it's brightening my skin, and I don't ever really like feel it. It feels more like almost like an essence or a treatment than it does a serum. It comes with a whole lunchbox full of accessories, Barbie. So this is the Rael Beauty Moisture Melt Snowball. This is where I start to get into things just being precious, you know, like they're all these little individually wrapped capsules, and what's in here is this little kind of like styrofoam feeling little feathery ball where they've spun extra moisturizing ingredients and hyaluronic acid, things like that, into this little white bead, and you're supposed to either use it on its own or dissolve it in the serum and put it on your face. Now I've done it. It's very nice, but I think that this is silly. This is ridiculously overpackaged. Like, this is just, the earth winces, you know? It's basically like using a K-cup every single time you do your skincare. Like, I don't want that on my conscience. I also have been using the Rael sheet masks. I haven't tried the hydration ones yet, but I tried the tea tree ones because I've just been having a lot of hormonal breakouts lately, and I find that this is just really lovely. However, the OC mask, which is down in my fridge, dang it, I'll just put it on the screen. I understand that this is going to be more affordable, like at face value, than that OC mask, and trying to hunt that dang thing down is really hard because it goes out of stock constantly. But the red algae mask from OC has a bunch of really good ingredients in it, including tea tree oil. I find that it's actually more effective at treating my, like, you know, my blemish proneness during my hormonal times of the month than a sheet mask or something like that. I just like to be able to have like a jar of it. There's no waste to that. I'm definitely not usually a sheet mask kind of person. Again, I just wanted to be able to speak to the Rael experience altogether, but I don't really know that I would recommend buying the sheet masks. Ooh, I didn't know Honest sent me a retinol serum. Might have to try that at some point. I didn't try that. Oh, okay, so one of the releases this year that I found to be the most disappointing, and it kind of upset me because they sent it all to me. I posted about it on my Instagram. They didn't pay me to or anything, but I was excited for them until I saw how much it was, and then I used it for a while, and they were, you know, offering this like pretty steep discount when it first came out, so I don't feel bad about telling people about it. But as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of the Mother Dirt AO Plus Mist. I think this stuff is incredibly effective. I just bought 2 more of them to the tune of $100. This bottle is $50, and it's so worth it because it keeps my face from breaking out, okay? Like, that's another reason that my face has been breaking out lately, is because I had to stop using this while I was waiting for my bottles to ship. So this keeps the bacteria on your face from conspiring against you. It has like Kumbaya peacemaker bacterias in there, and I find that it's very, very effective. It also helps with things like body odor and fungal things happening. You know what I mean? If you're athletic and you sweat a lot, or it's just hot outside or whatever, this is really good at preventing those kinds of things. Now, they came out with a full accompanying line. The year before, I think that they had already come out with a few things. Something's oily in here. And this was a much more expanded release. So like the moisturizer, this is just basically a loose oil. This is just mostly squalane, so like it doesn't really do much for me. But they came out with like a body wash, face and body cleanser, and a body oil that was almost entirely lemongrass oil. I like wasn't really sure how to interact with it. And then someone reached out to me, one of my viewers, and was like, hey, you know, I'm really looking for like a body wash that doesn't have any fragrance to it and doesn't have any color to it and isn't gonna offend my skin and blah, blah, blah. Just like, would you recommend it? And I wasn't really ready to recommend that anyway because I didn't really notice much of a difference. And then I looked at the price of it and I think it's like close to $30 or something for a bottle of what they call concentrated body wash. And I told her, don't buy that, it's just not worth it. If you guys really want answers on like body care as it pertains to my journey of Clean Routine 2019, that is like the one thing I don't really have answers for you on. I have yet to find a body lotion that I like. I've yet to find a body wash that I really like. Yes, I like Fleur, but like nothing has not broken me out since I switched to Clean Beauty. When I was using Bath & Body Works, Shea Butter, whatever, Vanilla Bean Noel, and their body wash, my back didn't break out, okay? But I switched to Clean Beauty and my back and my neck just started getting like, it's probably KP, but I just get all of these little like, you know, specks in my skin and like, I have no answers yet. Like I'm super frustrated by it. But anyway, yeah, this didn't help. And I think that this as a release was just, I don't know, it's just kind of half-baked and I wouldn't spend your money on it. Ooh, another fail. Okay, so I will say there are a lot of fails here, and that is why I don't typically share my skincare like faves and fails with you as much throughout the years because I use the heck out of them before I decide how I feel about them, and a lot of them get rejected. Like the majority of them get rejected. So this is the Unicorn Celestial Jelly Daily Mask Cleanser. This was part of my big journey at the beginning of the year to try and find a really good makeup remover balm, but this is the one that I really like cite the most. I literally can't even get this open. This is the one that I cite the most when I'm talking about something that I put on my face and it's supposed to like turn to a milk, but it doesn't. It just stays like an oily thing on my face and it totally freaked me out. So this was a case where I told Credo, I was like, hey, this happened. I don't like this. Can I send it back? And Credo just refunded me and told me to keep it because they're incredible. But yeah, don't buy the Unicorn Celestial Jelly Mask Cleanser. It just doesn't do what it says it's gonna do. Okie dokie. Working my way through here. Another product from Bliss. This is the Makeup Melt, and my goodness, does she look familiar. Looks just like the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser. I could tell that's exactly where they were coming from here. This also is chock full of lavender oil, which is fine. It's fine when it comes to something that doesn't stay on your skin. I don't think that this is bad, but boo boy, it does really, really smell like a home cleanser. But they do make like they call it like rose gold, I wanna say, completely unscented version of this. If you are looking for like a cheaper I think this is like $11 or something versus the 18 of the Glossier. Go for the rose gold one that you can get at Target because it doesn't have any fragrance in it. Oh, another thing from that release that I do wanna mention is the Burt's Bees Cleansing Oil. I love it. It's actually, where the heck is that? Is it here? Did I bring it? I don't think I brought it up here. Oh, dang it, guys. I'm gonna stick it on the screen. From that entire like video journey that I went on that didn't end up materializing into an actual video was so cool because, you know, here I was spending so much money looking for like a Tatcha dupe that wouldn't leak everywhere. Granted, it still would leak everywhere. I can't really travel with it. I still just use a balm when I travel. But this Burt's Bees cleansing oil is like not that expensive and it really works. It's really simple and it really works if you're looking for like a drugstore cleansing oil, like for your double cleanse. Worked like a charm. The whole deodorant journey for me this year. I mean, this is one I haven't even opened, but they sent me, I think, like 3 of them. This is the Type A deodorant with sweat activated technology in white floral linen. I ended up trying just their unscented one, but I also tried so many other deodorants this year. Guys, you know where I've landed on deodorant? I don't use it. I don't use it at all. I would rather just sweat, and I don't really smell that bad as long as I'm eating okay. That might change in the like dead of summer, but I just don't find that deodorant in any way makes my life better. And even the ones that I have used in the dead of summer, they work for a few hours, maybe like 4 or 5 hours tops. But by the end of the day, I still end up smelling like a combination of BO and a fragrance, and I just don't love it. And so I typically just either use Mother Dirt or nothing, because if I'm eating organic, I don't know, I just don't really smell that bad. So to be fair, that was kind of the reject box. Now we're gonna move into a bunch of stuff that I really liked, even if I'm not using it at this exact moment. So I will say this actually was the first year that I tried anything by Drunk Elephant, and so I ended up with a lot of stuff that I love from Drunk Elephant. I started with the littles, and then my husband ran into one of their like reps or something at a conference and told them about my channel, and they sent me more of the littles when they re-released them. And so I got to try all kinds of new stuff, and that was when they actually added the protein polypeptide as a sample in the littles, and I fell absolutely head over heels in love with it, and I still love it. I still use it all the time. I know I mention it so often, like I literally have the vector image of it saved to my desktop because I use it in thumbnails so often, because I talk about it so often, but it warrants mentioning because Drunk Elephant was completely new to me in 2019, so I was definitely like resistant to it. I don't know why. It was just one of those like mainstream things that everybody's like, try this, try this, try this, and I was like, it can't be that good, and I was like, ah, dang it, it's really good. The other Drunk Elephant product worth mentioning here, because I do have some more complex thoughts on it, is the TLC Framboos Glycolic Night Serum. So the TLC whole collection, right? So they've got the TLC Framboos, the peel, whatever that, the baby facial. I was recommended the baby facial by several people, mainly Lauren from the Honest Beauty Reviews, a big fan of it. Now, I will say they both work beautifully, they do, but I have very stubborn melasma. I need something that is very strong in terms of fading pigmentation, not necessarily just anti-aging, but I need it to be gentle enough that it doesn't just really piss my skin off. And so this, I guess it's just the glycolic of it all. For whatever reason, glycolic or this combination of ingredients did not provide me the results that I would want, now knowing what's possible, that made it worth the amount of irritation that it caused, because it works really well in the beginning, but then you have to really push through a whole phase of it breaking you out and pushing things out of your skin. And I found that when it comes to that kind of compromise, I got better results from a retinol. So glycolic, it works for a lot of people. I think it's a very good anti-aging ingredient, but when it comes to actually like fading dark spots on my face personally, retinol works better. Which brings me to this little guy. So you guys know that now I am using a retinol that my dermatologist gave me. And so, you know, there's not really much point in talking about it. It's very strong. It's formulated specifically for me, and it lives in my refrigerator, and you can't buy it online. So if you are interested in learning more about that, again, check out my most recent skincare routine update video and you'll hear all about it, but I'm not gonna dive into that right now because it's really kind of pointless. One thing though that I did try this year that I ended up really liking that isn't unavailable is the Ole Henriksen Transform Plus Goodnight Glow Retin Alt Sleeping Creme with bakuchiol and AHAs. So this is in Clean and Sephora, even though it does have a mild fragrance. I love the fragrance. I'm a lunatic, I know. Like, I understand that I am not being consistent here. It's fine. Clean and Sephora does limit the percentage of the fragrance ingredient that can be in there in order to be called Clean and Sephora, whatever. The fragrance doesn't seem to bother my skin. I love how this smells. I like don't know why. I can't even compare it to anything. It's sweet, but it's also like earthy. I don't know. And it's kind of lavendery purple. For those of you who are maybe too sensitive to use a retinol, don't necessarily need a retinol, like in terms of, you know, that amount of strength or peeling, a bakuchiol, it is gentler, but it does still do the trick, and it is approved for pregnant women and breastfeeding women. I just wanted to have like a credible take on bakuchiol as it compares to retinol. If you are looking for a really good retinol serum though, this is the one that I don't have on hand. I will always come back to the Paula's Choice Resist Retinol Anti-Aging Anti-Wrinkle Serum. I will stick her on the screen. I will stick a link down below. It is one of the best retinols I have ever used. It's a pleasure to interact with. It's just a very very effective anti-aging and spot fading kind of retinol without giving you too much irritation. I just loved it so much. She does have really kind of scary potent products sometimes. Like, you can buy these creams that almost come with like warnings. They're like, hydroquinone is, outlawed and all the, use at your own risk or something. But like, that retinol is gentle enough and it comes in this gorgeous serum consistency that just feels really nice on your skin. When I didn't know any better, I just tried it because I was like, anti-aging. I don't know, maybe retinol sounds cool, whatever. It was one of my first like high-end skincare products where I was like, oh, and it helps with acne too. But if for whatever reason you don't want to use a retinol, a bakuchiol is actually, in my experience, this is a really good one. And I do find that it is effective, if not as strong. So, we haven't talked at all about vitamin C except for that vitamin C alternative that's in the Good Chemistry serum. So I had kind of just a weird year with vitamin C. I want to believe that vitamin C does something for my skin, but I hear so many experts talk about how vitamin C works for a while, but it's such an unstable molecule, and that's kind of like the thing that every brand is up against, is trying to figure out whether it's a water soluble or fat soluble, and what to pair it with, ferulic acid, or what to stabilize the vitamin C molecule and which vitamin C molecule to use. And everybody's got a different take on it. The main thing that I hear is just that vitamin C tends to lose its efficacy and probably become not that great for your skin within the expiration period on the actual product. And so I got so many of them this year, and a lot of them are not in opaque bottles. This one from Honest Beauty though, like if you like the Drunk Elephant one, this one even smells the same. Okay, this is the Vitamin C Radiant Serum with artichoke and clover extract. But just from a practical standpoint, it smells exactly like the Drunk Elephant. Like, it has that same kind of like you lit a match smell. And I found that it worked nicely, and it's technically brand new to me. I literally just opened it, so I don't really know if like in a few months or something it's gonna lose its efficacy. But it is in smart packaging, and it does seem to be really nice and lightweight on the skin and actually work. And when a vitamin C is at its peak potency, apparently it's going to help with your sun protection factor. It's going to enhance the protection that you're getting from your sunscreen. So in terms of daily sunscreen, I did discover a few things about my skin this year. The first being, I need mineral and not chemical. First of all, chemical doesn't really work that well because it is not going to keep your skin from darkening. It only protects you from UVB, not UVA, I wanna say, so the aging rays can still get through. Maybe it's the other way around. Either way, it won't help with melasma, and that is my main concern. So I want a physical mineral sunscreen. So I've tried a lot of them this year, some of them in the form of makeup that we will talk about in the next video, but this is the one that I landed on for my particular skin. I like this so much. This is the Kopari Water Resistant 40 Minutes Broad Spectrum SPF 30. I use this every single day. Not only is this a really effective, really wonderful sunscreen, but it's fantastic for dry skin. It is just this really gorgeous kind of like serum-y consistency with the suspension of the minerals in it. And the minerals in it give your face this really beautiful kind of blurred glow when you put it on. And I mean, I'm wearing it right now. I do have another like a CC on top of this, but even like on my neck and stuff, I find that just putting this on makes my skin look so much more like clear and bright because of just the suspended minerals in it, and the consistency is gorgeous. This is not a cheap product, but I think that it's super nourishing, very good, like I said, for dry skin, and also for mature skin. It's just going to make everything look plump and happy. I didn't get to try a ton of new masks this year. I really just relied on a lot of them that I already liked, but we already talked about the OC mask, which I would highly, highly recommend. And I also tried this one. This is one that Faulaine sent me. This is the Josh Rosebrook Cacao Antioxidant Mask. This thing is beautiful. First of all, I have to add a little water to it as I use it because, it's like not even gonna open now. It does kind of dry out over time, but it smells like cocoa. It's lovely. And you just kind of mix a little bit of water with it, spread it out on your face, and it just brightens everything, and it's, it firms everything because it's like so protein rich. but it itches like a by God. If you guys didn't watch like a long time ago on my second channel, which is linked on my front page if you guys don't know that it exists, it's called More Kackie. I did a video called Mask Me Anything, and I think I answered like a bunch of questions about like starting a YouTube channel. And I wore this, and you have to wear it for like 45 minutes for like full effectiveness. And oh my gosh, it was like I was having trouble concentrating towards the end because I was like, how is it possible that my face itches this much? But like, it's super effective. So I have to be in the right mood to use this, but I do really like it. And I want to try more stuff from Josh Rosebrook. It's just a brand that I haven't like touched on enough, but I really, really enjoyed this particular mask. Okay, a couple more things. So one is the Glossier Bubble Wrap. This came out this year, I think. And this is the first like eye cream that I've really noticed a difference from. Now, the number one comment that I get about this is, why would I want a plumping cream for my under eyes? I already have the puffiest under eyes under the sun. Then this isn't for you. But it is for me. I suffer from sallowness. I like to have, it also doubles as a lip plumper, and I like to use it as that because, you know, I like to have plump lips. Who doesn't? Yeah, I use this day and night, and it goes really well under makeup. It's not very expensive. It works instantly, but also has long-term results. No fragrance, no nothing. Excellent product, and it's lasted me a really long time. I've had this since it came out. I would say one of the biggest triumphs this year has been the basically entire expansion of Good Molecules. And so Good Molecules started out as a, you know, a skincare line that was very accessible that Beautylish put out. And it was a series of like serums. They had a peptide serum. They had like an overnight peel. They had a couple of different like hydrating oils, a squalane, things like that. But this year they have expanded, and I might be getting my delineation wrong, but I want to say that the products that came out this year were this niacinamide brightening toner, which is formulated with vitamin C, arbutin, and licorice root extract, which is one of my favorite ingredients, and you get a whole crap ton of it. You can use this morning and night. Their new cold pressed rosehip oil, the powdered vitamin C, and their new silicone free moisturizer. I think that Good Molecules killed it this year. The releases that they already had were great, but the things that came out this year put them into like true contender territory for me, for like a brand that I can like holistically recommend, because they did hear loud and clear, and you can kind of hear them kicking and screaming about it, that this product line, its audience is very aligned with clean beauty, and that they were getting a lot of feedback that if they put out a moisturizer, that it couldn't have silicones in it. And I mean, even the PR box said like, you know, it's a myth that silicones break you out, etc., but they did it anyway. They basically left the silicones out anyway. And so I thought that was an interesting tone for them to take, being like, look, we don't believe you, but we did it anyway. That's fine. What I want to say is that moisturizer is gorgeous. I mix it with their peptide serum, and it makes an actual dupe for the Drunk Elephant polypeptide cream for half the price, even less than half the price. And I've been filming for like 18 years at this point, and honestly, guys, I'm still probably forgetting things. This is why I was saying I only want to talk about the things that I've interacted with this year, because as little as I actually talk about skincare on my channel, I want to say that I think it's the most important thing. It's like, if you never wear makeup, you know what I mean? Even like if you went the rest of your life without ever even like walking up to a counter and looking at makeup, skincare is just one of those things that is always worth the investment. Whatever you can afford, there are brands. There's like Good Molecules, there are things at the drugstore, there is The Ordinary, like there are these product lines that are doing a really, really good job of making those things accessible. But I also find that, especially as I get older and I need very specific potent anti-aging ingredients, they don't come cheap, and they are worth the investment. Far more in terms of making sure that the ingredients and the integrity of those ingredients matches exactly what I want, than like a makeup that I might wear one day and not wear another day. So that's the reason that I sort of have like such a discerning sense of my skincare, why I burn through so much skincare before I find something that I like, and why I don't always share it with you guys throughout the year, because I really feel more responsibility recommending a skincare item to you guys than I would like a makeup item, because I think that makeup has so much more to do with preference and when you want to wear it and things like that, whereas skincare you interact with like twice a day, every day. That said, product of the year. Product of the year. We haven't even really talked about oils in this video, but like I've tried tons of different oils. I've been sent a bunch of oils, you know, pure rose hip, like I was saying, from Good Molecules, or I still have the Beauty Counter oil and I really, really like it. I think it's beautiful. It was like one of the first oils that I ever tried. And you know, the Osmia Vital Rose Drops, so beautiful. But going beyond something being actually just hydrated, because that's what an oil is supposed to do. It's supposed to either hydrate or like balance or basically just act as this really nice last step, occlusive, barrier, protection, nourishing situation on your face. I think anybody can find an oil that works for them, but I didn't really ever think about oil as like anti-aging until I met this. And we did talk about this in my current skincare routine because it's in my current skincare routine, but I did discover this year. I discovered it because a viewer who owns this company reached out to me. Her name is Tanya, and she basically had just been watching my channel for a while, emailed me, and she was like, can I send you my like, you know, handmade small batch anti-aging face oil? And I was like, uh-huh, yes, you can. I'd be happy to try it. And since then, we've been inseparable. This is the only oil that I have ever found that makes my face look younger. Full stop. Like, I use tons and tons of oils. They're all very, very beautiful. I think that there are healthy oils all the way throughout all of my makeup, you know what I mean? Just as ingredients, but as an actual last step, this makes my neck look smoother. It makes my face look lifted. It actually makes me wake up to a better face. And I can't say enough about it. I have a discount for it below because it is not an inexpensive product, but guys, I did a giveaway. I've done a couple of giveaways on this, and I've also had some of my viewers reach out to me after they bought it and used it, and they're like, yeah, this is an exceptional product. If I could recommend any face oil to you guys, it would be this one. It is just so good. Holy moly, guys. Oh my gosh. When I saw that mountain of skincare, I genuinely didn't know if I was gonna be able to talk all the way through it without just like running out of steam, but we did it. We did it. We did it in kind of a concise and organized fashion. I'm surrounded by like wounded soldiers right now, just like thrown on the ground. But I hope this was helpful for you guys. Again, skincare is so personal that I try to keep it non-binary unless something really offended me, you know? If I really thought that something was just a super bad idea, then I will tell you don't buy this, but most of the time I'm gonna tell you what it was like to use it, what it was like to interact with it, and what I felt like it did or didn't do for my skin. So take it all in stride and understand the differences between my skin and your skin. There's a million different variables at play, but if you have any additional questions about any of these products, do let me know down below. Again, I will link my most recent skincare routine video. And guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, then hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you did. The next video is going to be my best of the year in makeup, so definitely tune in for that. Thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.